Hey, it's Jose here, and I just wanted to let you know that if you have a message to share, I want to tell you about Anchor. It is free, and it is an easy way to create a podcast for you to share that message. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. There are certain creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. And most importantly, you can get your message out to the world and impact the lives that you were created to impact. Download Anchor right now. My name is Jose Vargas, and I am on a mission to help you create breakthroughs in your personal and professional life so that you can grow and lead your life with excellence. Welcome everyone to the Jose Vargas Show. This is Season 2, Episode 1. I am your host, Jose Vargas. Thank you for listening. Welcome to Season 2. I am super grateful, super excited to be back with you all. If you are a new listener, I want to welcome you. And I want you to hit that subscribe button. And if you are a returner, I want to welcome you back. Thank you for sticking through this break from Season 1 to Season 2. Thank you for joining me in this episode today. In this podcast, I want to awaken, I want to empower, and I want to equip you so that you can get unstuck and be a leader worth following. And in this episode, I want to give you the elements to maximize your growth. The elements to maximize your growth. So, as you know, I am back for a new exciting season. And over my break that began in July through now November, I did a lot of things. And I took a break, and it was refreshing. It was reinvigorating. And a lot of life has happened, honestly. A lot of amazing things have taken place, both personally and in my coaching business. So I want to share with you some notes that I've taken, some just ideas that I really believe that will help you maximize your growth in your personal and professional leadership journey. And I call them the 4 R's to maximize growth. The 4 R's to maximize growth. So wherever you might be in your journey as a leader, I want you to take some notes. I want you to jot these down. I want you to share them with a friend, share them with your team. And today you might be having some growth pains in your own leadership journey, maybe some team challenges, maybe some personal goals that you feel stuck in. And I believe that you can apply these same principles I have applied this past season off. And as I reflected upon my time away from this show, I came up with these 4 R's, okay, that I believe will help you. So let's dive right into them, and let's dive right into the first one. The first R, if you want to maximize your potential as a leader, is what I did was I rested. The first R is rested, okay? So the first thing I did was rest. Now, I must admit that this is one of the hardest things for me to do. And if you are wired to perform, if you're wired to achieve, if you're wired to conquer, to build, to check goals off a box, then this one may be difficult for you as well, okay? But I'm learning that this is one of the keys on a daily basis that even God built into the system and rhythm of our daily living, right? Like sleep, so that we can replenish ourselves for maximum potential and fruitfulness. So in order to have maximum growth in all areas of your life, spiritually, financially, in your leadership, in your business, or in your professional or your personal relationships, or professional relationships for that matter, you must continually and be constantly resting. Okay, now let me explain a little bit. This summer, I read Michael Hyde's book, which, by the way, if you are a leader, I recommend it. Or if you're a business owner, a small organization, or even a large organization leader, you need to pick this book up. It's called How to Win at Work and Succeed at Life. And I had the opportunity this past summer to see Michael Hyatt live in a little behind the scenes tour in Franklin, Tennessee, that I was honored to have that tour by now a friend, Michelle Cachette, so in Franklin, Tennessee. But it was an awesome experience, and I want you to go pick up that book. But so how to achieve more, basically, by doing less. And it goes against the current of our culture and the way of life, really. But rest is critical for your health. It's critical for your growth. If you refuse to rest, you will eventually burn out, be more susceptible to stress, to sickness, to depression, and even temptation. So it makes you irritable, and it stunts your creativity as a leader if you are not constantly and consistently resting. I'm not talking about laziness, right? I'm talking about resting, purposely, intentionally restful time away from work. Now, take your muscles, for example. If you regularly exercise, then you need to schedule some rest time in order to maximize growth and see bigger and better results in your body physically. The same is true for your leadership. So in order for me to rest, I was intentional about taking a few vacations this past summer. Some were small and some were local, but I took off from work. I took off from the business to enjoy the weather, to enjoy some good food, enjoy summer events, enjoy my daughter, enjoy my wife, and enjoy my family. So this is what I am intentionally doing. I'm trying to rest periodically and on a daily basis, right? Get good night's sleep, get a good night rest, and understanding your body so that you can maximize your potential, maximize your growth. The next thing that I did during my season break is that I recalibrated. This is the next R. So I rested, I recalibrated. If you're going to maximize your growth potential, you must take this step, okay? So what do I mean by recalibrated? I looked at my results personally, spiritually, where I was, financially, where I was, relationally, where I was in my career, in my business. And I asked myself, do I like the results that I'm getting in these areas that are important in my life? Do I like the results that I'm getting in these areas that are important in my life? And based on some of those answers, I adjusted some areas and changed the way I do or think about some things. I recalibrated. As I teach in my Lead Through Method, Step 2, I dissected my current reality. I broke it apart. What is going on in my faith? What is going on in my finances, and etc.? What has led you to where you are? And periodically, you have to do this as a leader. What has led you to where you are? Even if you're having success, even if you're having achievement, what has led you there? So I adjusted and I applied some new things to this season, like figuring out what works best for me and what isn't working for me. For example, in terms of releasing episodes for this podcast and for the show, the results of this work is that now I'll be releasing a new episode a month instead of every week, and I'll be releasing bonus episodes throughout the month, right? So in your own life and in your own leadership, figuring out where you are, figuring out what led you to where you are, and see if there's anything in your life right now that you need to adjust, that you need to change, or that you need to eliminate from your life in order to thrive in this next phase of your journey. So recalibrate. So I rested, I recalibrated, and the next thing I did was I recovered. Let's be honest, right? Rest is critical, but you must also feel refreshed before you get back to work. Now, this must be done intentionally and deliberately, because oftentimes we don't have the luxury of pausing work, of pausing relationships, of pausing responsibilities for too long. At least I don't. So it's critical that you find out what activities bring you refreshment, what activities bring you enjoyment, what activities bring you excitement. And I must admit, this is not a strength in my life, so I'm trying to build this area in my life. Right? Is it visiting historic sites? Is it traveling? Is it hanging out with family or friends and just laughing and having a good time? Is it reading or playing sports? Is it spending some time in nature or with your spouse? Is it figuring out what makes you feel? It's figuring out what makes you feel recovered, and go do some more of that, right? So one thing I did with my wife is that we went to go see a comedian in Philadelphia for a night not too long ago. It was fun, exciting, and it was just us. Okay? It was just us. We also went on a weekend trip to the beach, just the three of us, our little family. So find out what brings you life, what activities bring you refreshment, bring you enjoyment, and bring you excitement, and go do some more of those things in order to feel refreshed. It can't all be work. It can't all be about goal setting. It can't all be about goal achievement, says the leadership development coach, right? So, but it's true. You have to have some balance in your life so that you can feel refreshed. And finally, the last thing I did here that I jot down was that I relaunched. So I rested, I recalibrated, I was refreshed, and then I relaunched. In step 3 of my lead through method, I teach my clients the dream it stage. And this is where I challenge my clients to dream. I give them permission to dream again. I give them permission to believe again. I give them permission to envision their life in a better way so that there will be a vision that you're running towards. But you must first identify what it is that you want if you will ever have a chance of getting it. Life, business will seldom work out the way we plan. So we have to pause periodically and take inventory, see if we're on track or if we're off track, and see if we need to make some changes. And once you make those changes, evaluate the lessons. Evaluate the lessons learned, the good, the bad, the ugly. And then relaunch, restart, so that you can continue to thrive and win in your relationships, win in your finances, win in your health, and in your leadership. So if you feel stuck today, I want you to remember that if you take small yet courageous steps, you can get unstuck. And you can get on the road to be the best leader that you can be. I believe that. This is why I am recording this show, because I believe that you can be a leader. I can be a leader worth following, a leader who can make a difference in your world. There's no shame in resting. There's no shame in recalibrating. There is no shame in recovering and relaunching in any area of your life, of your business, of your career, of your relationships. Refuse to stay the same. Refuse to stay the same. Because you are meant to continually be growing, to continually be producing fruit in your life that others will benefit greatly from. And I want you to remember this, my friends, my fellow leaders. It takes time and it takes work. But together we can become a leader worth following. You don't have to remain stuck. You don't have to put up a front. But you can take actionable, practical steps to get breakthroughs and not just accept your life, but lead your life towards excellence and towards impact. Because isn't that what we want? We want to have impact in this world, and we want to impact the people in our lives. I want to thank you for joining me today. Please share this podcast with another leader. Just simply shoot them a text and say, hey, check this out. It's really going to bless your life and your leadership today. And I'll see you soon. I want to take this time to thank you for being a listener. I would love to hear your thoughts or questions. Make sure to follow me on social media. Send me a message. My handle on Instagram is @ReachHigherNow or on Facebook.com/ReachingHigherNow. Also, be sure to download my free resource for you, the top 10 reasons why people listen to you and why they don't PDF, at reachinghighernow.com/podcast or go directly to the link in the show notes below. Thank you for listening.